Get on down with your bass up. Get on down. Listen to the sound. Come on.
Ghost Riot
Radio.
Nick Noble.
The ghost. The ghost himself.
And the ghost with the most, babe.
Nicky.
Bring the ghost.
This one seems to have ghostliness all its own.
Are you a ghost too?
Nick Noble.
It's not stupid, Barbara. We're ghosts.
The only spirits left will be in bottles.
If you can produce ghosts,
Nobody scoffs at ghosts anymore. Apparently, the average ghost is quite reasonable.
They could be exposing themselves, and you don't want us exposing ourselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome to Ghost Riot Radio. My name is Nick Noble, and I'll be your host here each and every Sunday on Ghost Riot Radio, the 18 Over podcast designed for free-thinking adults just like yourself, currently being recorded here in sunny Sarasota, Florida. As always, I just want to give a couple quick shout-outs like OneCollectiveClothing.com, doing quality 90s hip-hop and street-inspired tees, hats, and accessories for the kids of yesterday. Sign up for the newsletter and get 20% off and free shipping all day, every day in the USA. That's OneCollectiveClothing.com, as well as BigTroubleMedia.com. They're doing graphic web design and print services. If you like my logo or my website, that cat did that for me. He's awesome. He's doing free consultations with super fast turnaround time for all projects. It's designed with an edge and an eye for what is dope every single time, guaranteed. That's BigTroubleMedia.com. Welcome to episode number 4, everybody. Every week on Ghost Riot Radio, I invite a few special people to join me here at the Riot Bench so we can talk about whatever the hell we want to. This week, I am fortunate enough to be joined by, to my left, the lovely Miss Lauren. How are you, Lauren?
Hello, how are you?
Very good. Thank you very much. To her left is Mr. Grant. Grant, how are you, sir?
I'm wonderful.
Fantastic. And, of course, the lovely Miss Sarah. How are you, Sarah?
Hey now.
Hey now. And then to my right, a man who needs no introduction, Mr. Mad Dog Madison. How are you, sir?
Not my president.
Oh, man.
Starting out strong.
And hit him with the hind.
Hit him with the
My
hind.
God. Holy crap. So again, welcome to episode 4. As always, each episode, Ghost Riot Radio will feature a musical act of the week. If you would like to be featured on a future episode of Ghost Riot Radio, email me at ghostriotradio@gmail.com. Send me your 3 best tracks with a bio of yourself or your band and any contact info you want to air, and I'll do my best to get it on the next available episode. Folks, this week I'm super stoked about our musical guest. If you follow me on Facebook at all, you will have seen that I posted, as soon as I saw this video on YouTube, I posted this cat immediately and said something along the lines of, how come people aren't making hip-hop like this anymore? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce Mr. TassNata, or Justin Nerling. He's a Canadian rapper born in Vernon, British Columbia, currently living between Vernon and Toronto. TassNata began recording music seriously in 2005. Since the release of his first mixtape, TassNata has been steadily booking shows, including performances alongside such artists as The Game, Juicy J, Bone Thugs, Daz and Corrupt, Talib Kweli, Absol, Cardinal Official, and TassNata headlined 3 of his own tours, including the most recent with fellow Canadian MC Junior T, in which the two were the only Canadian artists to perform at Block Party LA. Musically, TassNata has released many mixtapes and one full studio album titled Before Morning, which premiered with popular hip-hop magazine site The Source, just in case you haven't heard of it. The album Before Morning featured singles with Canada's JD Era and Rich Kidd, as well as the lead single Say Goodbye with popular Detroit rapper Danny Brown. What up, Danny Brown? TassNata's most recent release is a single titled Let's Go, featuring Rich Kidd and Tona, produced by Canadian multi-Grammy nominee Tone Mason. Since its release on all digital platforms and as a video, Let's Go has amassed a current total of 500,000 streams and views. In 2017, TassNata and Tona will be releasing a collaborative EP and touring in the US and Canada. This very first track is off the album Before Morning. This, my friends, is the homie TassNata with Here I Go.
Nothing's left in me, so here I go, here I go, here I go, here I go.
better just remember I'm the best. September to the death of me, my destiny is ill. Forever I'ma be that little kid from Mission Hill. Level out in Beverly, I'm never getting killed. Lay on my record and my memory is built. I step back and take it all in. Front row at every show, man, it's all friends. And I know that when I blink, it could all end. So every day I put my chips down, I'm all in. Oh yeah, I never worry about a birthday. 365, I'm glad I'm here in the first place. Burning as my birthplace and where you find my dirt grave. You might have heard I did my first show in first grade. I know it's meant to be. Everything that's made sense, they call it destiny. I give it everything I got till nothing's left in me. So here I go, here I go, here I go, here I go. Yeah, yeah. Here I go, here I go. September 86, is it crazy that I'm sick? Cause I was raised in an era where they played 36. Chambers on the tube, Machiavelli in some bed. 10 years old, he like this the shit. So I never got nothing on my Christmas list. Fast forward to the future and I make my own music. I don't care if you like it, it's not the reason I do it. I sit down with a pen and that shit start moving. Hit the stool, make that track sound stupid. In a good way, I ain't even had a good day. Medusa to the haters, catch a glance and you look away. Fans in the front, hands up with a crooked face. Looking at the stage like a murder just took place. I hold words like a bookcase. Y'all hold words like it's third grade. I said I'm starving, I ain't even done my first plate. I know it's meant to be. Everything that's made sense, they call it destiny. I give it everything I got till nothing's left in me. So here I go, here I go, here I go, here I go. Yeah, yeah. Here I go, here I go. Do you remember conversations we had? Talking about the future and the place we'll be at. Live for the moment, cause we'll never be back. No photograph could ever capture the mad that it took for life to happen for the camera flash. I try to make it last, but I can't like it's my first time. I get high, close my eyes and reverse time. From cleaning up the crib, drunk before my rents arrive. Setting up the crib before my first daughter alive. It's all good and that's no word of a lie. I work 24/7, never even heard a 9 to 5. Some people say it, but I know the fucking world is mine. Damn, I never noticed that I grew up. Man, it's been a while since I threw up. House parties, we got wasted off a few bucks. Outside the liquor store like, yo, could you root for us? I know it's meant to be. Everything that's made sense, they call it destiny. I give it everything I got till nothing's left in me. So here I go, here I go, here I go, here I go. Yeah, yeah. Here I go, here I go.
Oh, so good. So good. So that track is fire. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce today's special guest, Canada's own TassNata. What is up, homie?
Hey.
Bravo, bravo. So like I said before, I stumbled across this dude about a week ago on Facebook. Somebody else who also is a hip-hop fan posted that video. Actually, no, not that video. Excuse me. A video for his new track called "Let's Go," which I'm saving for the end because it's by far my current favorite hype track right now. This thing kills me. I did my best to get a hold of him, and he immediately got back to me. Super nice guy. Ladies and gentlemen, TassNata, how are you today, sir?
Yo, I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. My pleasure. We're glad you're here. So I think the first thing everybody would like to know about is what is behind the name. What's the story behind the name TassNata?
It's kind of some nerdy shit. Way back, we started rapping like almost 10 years ago, and we were really young, and we had like the most generic like rapper names ever. Like my one friend, he was Scientific was his name, spelled with a K at the end, which was super sick.
Right, which is nice. That's what everybody does. You just change a letter
Yeah.
or two, put a dollar sign in it.
Era. That's the artist that Raekwon signed from Toronto.
Yeah.
And so I still refuse to call him JD Era. He's still Scientific forever. And then my homie Sunreal, he was Deliberate, and I was Adamant, as embarrassing as that was. And
it's not the worst, actually.
So when we started getting more serious and booking shows and stuff, we're like, we got to come up with some better names and kind of start like branding ourselves. Right. So I sat down and was trying to think of something that nobody had. And at the time I was watching this Boondock Saints movie, as Backpackers that is. And the guy had Veritas tattooed on his hand. I thought that was cool. My name is Justin. I'm a Libra, so the scales of justice is the sign. Justice is a derivative for Justin.
Right.
And then so I took the ends off Veritas Dignita, which is Latin for truth and dignity, which is two things that are close to me, I guess. That's two of my morals. So I just took the ends off each word and kind of made up these nonsense words and put them together at the end. That way, I know for sure no one's ever going to have them. That way, if you look up my music, I'm the only guy forever, hopefully.
That's true. I did that, actually, and there's no other TassNata anywhere. So that's brilliant. And
it's convenient, for sure, to have all the websites. All my social media is exactly the same, so it's nice and streamlined. But
yeah, that's awesome. So, again, go ahead and go to TassNata.com. That's a good place to get started if you're looking to try to find his music. He's all over the place, and when we get to the end of this, I'll let him tell you exactly where else you can find his tracks. So, obviously, Canada is not without its hip-hop artists. Classified, Mocha Only, Cardinal Official, just to name a few. Tell us a little bit about what the game has been like for you coming up in Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the west coast of Canada, so it's a lot different. Like, out east in Toronto, it's always been popping. It's always been good. Like, Cardinal, especially around that era when I was young, looking up that whole generation, there was a bunch of guys like in a group called Empire. They're basically like a Canadian Wu-Tang for me growing up. I had like eight MCs who were all dope. But being out west, it was me and like two friends. I'm in a city of like 50,000 people, so no one was really rapping at all. And we had a friend who started making beats, and he started producing for these guys out in Toronto all the time. He was producing for Drake before Drake was Drake. Drake was like a huge backpack rapper back then. He was making cool beats for him and these guys called Empire. And at the time, Empire, their engineer and producer was 40, who's Drake's guy now.
Right.
But they made the grimiest like Wu-Tang sound ever, and a lot of like old soul samples and stuff like that. My friend started networking, getting all of us on like his beats, and that's kind of who taught me into rapping. So I mean, yeah, there was really no scene for us other than the internet. It was crazy. So a lot of it was all done over MSN, which was sick. Like, we email a track, do our verse, and get it back, and then re-record. A lot of these guys who I work with now were guys I was working on the internet with like 10 years ago and had never met till 5 years after, till I actually went to Toronto. So once I started going to Toronto and seeing the value of face-to-face communication and being in the studio with guys and what a difference it made, it's kind of just become a regular routine now to be out there. So
that's crazy. That's crazy. So do you feel like, I just think this is an interesting question because obviously you're doing pretty well for yourself right now, but do you think that had you grown up here in the States as opposed to in Canada, that your path would have been any different?
I think so, for sure. It's hard to say, obviously. I think there's more of a market for shows. Like, touring here is really hard because all the markets are so far apart.
Right.
Like, if you book the 16, there's only really 16 big markets in Canada. So often if we start a tour in Vancouver, the next day to do a show in a major market is like a minimum 6-hour drive.
Jeez.
And then after that, you're probably looking at like a 7-hour drive.
Damn.
And then, so it's like minimum between every single city, it's about 6 hours. So it's a lot of driving, and whereas you're in the States, so many cities and markets all close together.
Right.
So I think that would have helped. But I mean, being from a little town, it was cool too, because when we started, we sucked, obviously.
That's everybody.
We're the worst. But I had all these friends who had never had friends that rap before.
Right.
And so we'd send them shit over MSN, and they'd be like, oh my God, that's so dope. And they'd pump our tires and shit because it was just cool for them to hear one of their friends rapping.
Right.
And it was terrible, but if it wasn't for them, then I probably would have just gave up too early, right? So they kind of helped me keep going.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And of course, then you have to deal, if you're in the States, you then have to deal with the fact that we're way oversaturated with hip hop artists right now. Like, every kid who's got a computer now is rapping in his closet,
so much mumble rap.
So much mumble rap. That's true.
Yeah.
Taking a turn for the worst, in our opinion. But
yeah, we've been talking about that, actually. It's kind of been a reoccurring theme. This is Madison talking to you, by the way, Justin. Anyway, what do you think of these YouTube stars coming up in their, like Lil Yachty, Young Thug, promoting, the promethazine, the lean, and just not. I feel like there's the creativity and the artistry of creating the music is just, it's totally different. What is your take on these guys?
I mean, that's their lane. Like, if people are going to choose to listen to that, then that's fine. I think it's like anything. If you don't like it, don't listen. So I think, like, if they have a market and people listen to it, then good for them.
Yep.
I don't think it hurts anybody else. Yeah, it's like I think power to them. If they're making money doing something like that, then cool. It's not really my type of music at all. Like Lil Yachty, I really can't stand, but
I don't think anybody can stand him except
somebody can because he's doing Sprite commercials.
Yeah,
it's music. It's music.
So
it's music for
I mean, I
stupid
can't
people.
hate,
I'm sorry. It's music for stupid people.
What can you say?
My
I got
opinions.
Guilty pleasures too. It's none of those guys, but there's definitely some shit when I'm drunk that I don't mind it. I don't think I could understand it sober.
How about sorry? How about I Heart McConan? Because I actually kind of like his music.
I can't stand that guy.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, what is that one song that made him really famous?
I Don't Sell Molly No More or something. He's ridiculous.
He's the one that did Going Up on a Tuesday.
Yes, that's the song.
And Drake made him famous because
so
Drake came
Drake
in and did like a remix or something of it. But that's why people know this guy, and he's a part of the trap scene in Atlanta.
Yes.
Man. So just so everybody at home knows too, I'm old as fuck. I'm 38
He
years
is.
old. So hip hop for me started in the 90s and stopped in the 90s. And so I still every day, like if you were in my car, well now you'd hear Let's
Misfits.
Go. I'd be playing Let's Go. Yeah, lots of punk music too. But when it comes to hip hop, it was still like Mobb Deep and Gangstar and like all the old.
Love me some Gangsta.
Yeah, everybody,
some
right? Like,
Blackalicious.
you can't Tribe Called Quest, like all the old hot favorites. Like those guys are all fantastic. But it got weird, and I immediately gave up as everybody else went towards this trap style of hip hop. I tend to just stray. I just gave up. I was like, no, I'm just gonna stick with this and learn other music right now instead. So, but anyway, back to you. I don't know why I feel like I need to voice myself all the time. Who would you say, growing up and now, are your influences in your music?
Oh man, Jay-Z, Nas, a lot of East Coast. I grew up listening to like everything East Coast. I used to be obsessed with Tupac just for the Machiavelli album when I was a kid. That was like the first tape I ever really got that I listened to front to back.
Right.
But always been East Coast, like Jay-Z, Nas. We had a huge period of Cormega and like The Firm forever. My friend actually, that Sunreal guy, he had this Jetta that his mom gave him and the CD player broke when we put the Cormega Legal Hustle CD in.
Right.
So I think we drove around to Legal Hustle for like 2 years, and we couldn't even listen to the radio. It's like Legal Hustle or nothing. And so
awesome.
that was like, it played a bigger influence on him for sure. You could hear it in some of his old songs. It's like he sounds like Cormega. It's so funny, but Jay-Z's always been a big one for me. Nas, Big L.
Rest in peace.
I was actually telling Nick when we were listening to the first track when we were all muted that your style reminds me of a less complaining Nas. At least it can tell through your influences and your artistry.
I don't know how you get a better compliment than that. That's like, you sound just like Nas, but less whiny. Is what she said. I was like, damn, he's gonna love that shit.
Not that Nas is bad at all, and I kind of appreciate and love his whininess that he can have sometimes.
Holy shit,
But
Nas is gonna come over here. He's gonna fly his ass to Florida. Stand
I wouldn't
outside.
mind getting beaten up by Nas.
He's not gonna. We're just gonna have to stand in front
I
of you.
will fight him.
Oh, shit, it's getting bad. Here we
Thank
go.
you, husband.
We're making enemies in the hip hop industry already. But no West Coast stuff, huh? You weren't listening to like, I don't know, like. So, like, I always got into stuff like Souls of Mischief, like the whole Hieroglyphics crew and things like that. Were you listening to anything off the West Coast or like?
Not really, man. Honestly, like I can't say I was. There was a Daz and Corrupt album that I had for a while.
Yep.
I was obsessed with Outkast. Outkast is actually probably like the first hip hop group I really, really latched onto and was like just their whole style and like I love Outkast, man. That's probably Outkast and Jay-Z probably my top two.
Nice. That's awesome. What about international hip hop? A, are you into it? B, do you have an opinion one way or the other? And do you have artists that you're listening to right now?
Yeah, man. I like a lot of UK shit. I like my homegirl Little Sims is from the UK.
Oh, nice.
And she's so sick. Stormzy from the UK. I like a lot of Skepta. I like UK grime. That shit's hype.
For sure. So UK stuff. I don't know if you guys listen.
What
to
is grime for all those that don't know?
I don't know how to define that. I guess it's almost like anthem tracks, really basic beats with rowdy lyrics kind of thing, just talking shit.
Yeah.
And
I like shit talking.
with their UK slang, like their UK slang is what makes it. I don't think it was like they've always been ahead of their time. Like I remember when Jay-Z tried to sign that Lady Sovereign chick, and I think that move was kind of ahead of their time. Like had she been signed right now, I bet she would have been bigger because everybody's finally accepting that accent. Where that accent kind of seemed like lame before.
No.
But now it's the shit. It just makes everything sound so much harder.
It does. And it's like the UK version of Ebonics, and it's almost like I almost feel like they have a leg up over like a guy like me who, if I wanted to rap, I would have to either fake an accent or try to rap like a white guy, which is it can be a struggle. You can't like I just obviously talk like I do. So if I all of a sudden rap differently, and
and also you have that gigantic head.
Why does that have to even be a thing?
That has nothing to do with it.
That just contains knowledge for the ages is all that does. But yeah, so you listen to the Four Owls or any of their little split offs. The Four Owls are doing basically UK's version of Wu-Tang stuff, in my opinion. Verb T does all their beats, and they're all like these kick-ass 90s style, just like awesome groove beats. And then they just rhyme their asses off. And they do and all their shows, they're the Four Owls, so they come out in these owl masks, and it's just awesome stuff. But every time I listen to it, I keep thinking like, man, that UK accent is killing it. It makes them come up with word rhymes that are just like things that we couldn't pull off.
Oh yeah, they could say shit that doesn't even rhyme. It just sounds hard.
It really does. It really does. So so that's definitely all right. Good. So we'll definitely make sure we check out some of those artists too. So does anybody else have questions today? I saw we had. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question. Madison again. Being in the Vancouver area, and I am also from the West Coast. I'm from California, and growing up in California, I always heard about the BC Bud, and just wondering what BC Bud is about, different strains, what the legality is of medical cannabis in that area of Canada, if you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty similar to California, the weed up here. It's a lot of outdoor, a lot of organic. It's really nice and clean. There's so many crazy selections. There are like our weather here down on the coast. It's exactly the same as Seattle. It's not as rainy, I guess, but in the summers where I live, like it's hot as hell. It's as hot as California. There's an area that's classified a desert that's an hour away from us.
Oh,
so we have all these different atmospheres in just in the one province in the Western Canada alone. And as far as legality, it's pretty loose right now. Like our new prime minister was just elected last year, and he was all for legalizing marijuana, and so he hasn't really fully put it in yet. Mm-hmm. But there's the clinics, the cannabis clinics everywhere. You can go get a green card in 2 seconds if you want. Mm-hmm. All the dispensaries and everything are pretty common. They're not technically legal, I don't think yet, but they're not getting busted, so I don't know yet.
What are the good specific Canadian strains around the BC area?
Oh man, a lot of people smoke like Purple Kush is still really popular.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Kushes.
Got to get that indica, man.
What strains I'm learning right now. Like
absolutely.
I used to smoke heavy and I had to quit for a while. That shit just made me too I get really anxious. So now I'm learning more about what doesn't make me all anxious and trip out and shit like that.
Indica, dude. That's
a lot of us actually. That was why I took a break for a long time too. Is I was just people were making such incredible strains and these crazy hybrids so fast.
Yeah.
That I just couldn't keep up. We'd get people and we're on the East Coast here, so of course it's super hard for us to get anything because of course it's illegal everywhere.
Yeah.
And thank God, yes, on 2 passed recently. So now we have the medicinal option here, but it's going to be another year before we even see that stuff happen.
But at least we have compassionate care on the way,
which is nice. But so we don't get to pick from what we get. It's not somebody will deliver something to you and you're like, oh yeah, this is chronic, and you look at it and it's definitely greener than that shit you had in high school, but you don't know really what strain it was or where it's coming from, so you don't get a choice. You just smoke it because it's there.
It's just definitely not oregano.
So some days, not always. so some days were awesome. You're like, this is the best shit ever, and then other times you'd get a bag and be like, I'm going totally batshit crazy. I can't even sit here by myself and watch a movie right now. I gotta pace around my house for 45 minutes.
Oh yeah,
awful.
Yeah. So we all know that that's definitely a thing, but yeah. So now that we're all, and it's cool that I think Canada may see full legalization before we do. I think the U.S. is gonna fight it to the bitter end. I think because of the good old war on drugs, but being able to actually choose strains and actually find strains that are lower in THC and higher in CBD and things like that are going to be fantastic for everybody once we can get there. But yeah, I'm the same way, man. I just, not everything agrees with me, unfortunately. If I could, I would be one of those guys who went to a party last night, and these guys were like, you want to do a dab? And I was like, I don't do dabs, bro. I can't even get through flowers all day without.
Oh yeah, if I do a dab, I'm going straight home. Like I got the phone's getting turned off. Like
Freak out, go lay in the bed, naked, rolling back and forth.
This is my life now.
I remember last year in LA, I hopped in a session and these guys were smoking a blunt, and we just got to the session at this studio called True Studios downtown LA. It's Six Studio with this guy Iman Omari who I wanted to work with forever. We smoke a blunt, and I just went and sat in the back corner for like 4 hours, like just ruined my session.
Yeah.
And these guys are just making some dope shit without me, and they're like, I got my hood on with my strings tight. They're like, yo, you want to jump in here? And I was like, nah, you guys do your thing.
Don't come in here.
Yeah, Tony
What's
Van
that
and
gas or
Gallagher,
weed,
like, I
dude?
don't want to be here.
That's so funny.
So,
And
yeah.
that's I could never do that either. Like I have these like delusions of grandeur where this will take off and I'll be like an amazing broadcast dude with his own show and shit. And I'm all pro green. Like I'm pro green to the bitter end. But I'm gonna have like if that happened, I'd have guests on here that would fill this room full of smoke, and I would immediately just fade into the darkness. And
I would sit in the corner in silence.
Yeah, I'd just be like,
no.
we can't hang with you. Sorry,
No.
bro. You know what I mean? And it used to be like in high school,
Oh,
we used to smoke blunts through our nose. Shotguns to the nose was a thing. Thanks Wu-Tang for that, by the way. Shotguns through the nose, and everyone's like, let's do that. Like just terrible.
So gross.
We did it though, and heavy, and we took it like champs too. You just watch your whole right eye with just water, and just look at your friends like, I got this.
You didn't put that back in your mouth, did you?
Oh no, because somebody would blow it to you, right? So you would do it. You would do it like a shotgun. They'd turn that blunt around and then blow it out the
Sorry,
back end.
we never did that.
No.
It was pretty weird. It was definitely a strange thing for us to do, but anyway. So yeah, so that's crazy. Uh-oh, you good?
Yo, I'm plugging in my laptop right now.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
My charger wasn't working when I came, and so I had to have somebody drive across town to bring me another charger just now.
That's
Damn,
a good friend.
that's what I was gonna say. Friends. How
All right,
many of us have them?
speaking
That's the benefits of living in a small town.
That's true. That's true. Go ahead.
Speaking of medical cannabis and everything, and the the symptoms of cannabis is happy, sleepy, hungry.
Yeah.
Justin, being in Canada, poutine, yes, no, and favorite type of poutine.
Oh shit.
Oh man, yeah, hell yeah, poutine's a shit. It's not like as crazy. It's like a treat out in the West, I guess. It's a big Montreal thing, like an East Coast thing,
Sure.
where the real poutine's at. But now they have like poutineries. There's a thing called Smokes Poutinery. It's like a chain up here, and it's the like favorite. Like 2 a.m. you get out of a bar and you go to Smokes Poutinery if you're in a good town. And last year I had it, and they had a turkey dinner poutine.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And it was the best shit I ever had in my life.
It would be
2 a.m.
game
and,
over.
And, like
It would
they
be
have
so game
stuffing, turkey, gravy, cranberries. Like
So
it's
like
a
our
turkey dinner on top of
Thanksgiving.
fries.
Okay, so hold on, because there are definitely people watching right now who have no idea what the hell you all are talking about. So collectively, everybody try to explain what poutine is.
Justin, take it, dude.
Oh yeah, poutine is just fries
authority.
and like traditionally just cheese curds
Yeah.
and gravy.
Some
Of
good
course.
brown gravy.
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it would be game over if we had like a poutineery in town. I mean, we're in sleepy Sarasota, and not a lot of stuff is open after 12 o'clock, and it's mostly
You're lucky if it's open after 10.
yeah, and it's mostly like gross fast food. But if there were poutine, I think we would all be at least 10, 15 pounds heavier.
I'm already 10, 15 pounds heavier.
More heavy than we are now.
I don't know how to go backwards anymore. It's a terrible thing. So
Anyways,
Progress is
sorry.
always moving forward.
poutine. What a good question though. So what we do here every Sunday is we have this show, and then we immediately turn everything off. I post some stuff, and we immediately turn on the grill here and start making food. And so
Grill and chill.
The old grill and chill. We do a grill and chill every Sunday. So we're constantly doing food here, and I think we should try to pull off a poutine now on a Sunday.
I've made poutine for Sarah one night, and it turned out really good, actually.
Really
Yo, we were watching. We do. Me and my friends every Sunday. We have NFL Red Zone,
Yep.
and we make our bets and everything. We're in our pools,
Yeah.
and we eat so much food on Sundays.
What's
and
your team?
Yeah, I got to know that too.
What's your team?
Chicago Bears. Don't make me say that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I'm sorry for your losses.
I really thought he was going to
Yeah,
say
I stick
Seattle
with
for a
him.
moment. But
It's
I know. I
okay.
thought he was gonna go, but he's an
But
East
yeah,
Coast dude.
we made
to say.
like 3 weeks ago. We made breakfast poutine. You guys should
Oh
try
shit.
Okay,
we made
so what's in it? What's in it?
You know, like the little hash browns, like the like little potato, like
almost like
tater
tots.
tots?
I don't know what you call them down there.
Tater
Tater tots.
And you put those in the bottom. You put poached eggs on top with cheese curds, and then hollandaise sauce.
Bye, everybody.
Where can we get good cheese curds?
If you don't smoke weed, that'll make you start smoking weed. Just
Madison knows where to get them.
We have an Amish community here, Justin, in our little town, and
It's the second largest outside of Pennsylvania, I believe.
Yeah, so we have and they have like all the good homemade cheese curds, or they have packaged cheese curds from Wisconsin. So it's amazing.
All right,
And
we're all
it's
over that.
chewy
We're
and
stealing your
squeaky
recipe,
and
bro.
awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so
that's
good.
awesome.
We're taking that shit. That's awesome. I'm gonna die of a heart attack at 40. Watch.
Our time was great.
Quote me. They'll have plenty to remember me by.
Of course.
Okay, so let's get back to you real quick because I feel like we're trailing a little bit.
Sorry.
No, not at all. I love it. I think we went in a good direction. So talk about, you said you've got a tour coming up here. You're doing U.S. and Canada. Are we going to see you here in Florida? Is that going to be a thing? Do you know what that tour looks like?
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, we're working on planning all the dates right now.
Awesome.
Since the Let's Go song came out, we've been getting a lot of emails all over the states. And it's looking like we might try to plan like a college tour.
Oh, nice.
A bunch of fraternities even want to have us, so might do that. Yeah, we like to go everywhere.
Maybe we put on the first annual Ghost Riot Radio concert, and we just like have a bunch of.
Yeah, dude.
I'm getting my head's huge already. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but who knows? That could be. We got things going on, so you're gonna have to let us know. We'll keep in touch and make sure you let us know if you end up in Florida at all, because we're all gonna come out and check you out for sure.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So tell everybody at home, since they're going to be listening now, where's the best place to find you? What do you think is the best ways to follow you and keep up as far as tour dates and all that stuff?
Probably the best social media you could use to follow me is Instagram. I use that the most. I think it's the app I enjoy the most, just because it's the least watered down with advertisements and bullshit.
Agreed.
Yeah,
One photo and done kind of thing. So I use Instagram all the time. Other than that, everything's on my website, which is just TassNata.com.
Perfect.
And everything's available. On my website.
Awesome. Do you think there's anybody else? Is there anybody else you think we need to be keeping an eye out for, especially Canadian, when it comes to hip hop? Is there anybody else we need to be keeping an eye on right now?
There's so many good artists in Canada right now. It's crazy. Like Toronto's like such a hot spot. It's always been dope, but now that there's more of an eye on it, guys are pushing even harder because they know there's kind of a window right now.
Right.
So guys like from time like Tona's been around forever. He's on that Let's Go track.
Right.
And
he's that third verse,
always
right?
a guy when I was younger that I really looked up to, and they just won a Juno last year for best rap recording.
Oh, nice.
For a group they have called
Juno?
Naturally Born Strangers. So their group is like probably my favorite hip hop group in Canada right now.
Sick.
They're really dope, really lyrical. Just like their whole vision is really tight. Tona just put out a new single with Cardi. That one's really good. It's called Red Eye, and he has a new album out. Those are just the homies. And Rich Kidd's a producer and a rapper.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he's got a new album coming out too. And yeah, man, Rich Kidd and Tona for sure my favorite.
That's crazy. All right, good. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on those cats too. Bro, I can't tell you how awesome it is that we got you on here. You got back to me so fast. I think if anybody's out there looking to book hip-hop acts here in the States, you got to call this dude, especially because now we know he's on the way. Definitely hit this dude up. TassNata. I can't tell you how excited I was about this track. Let's go. And I'm going to play it at the end because it's like, again, it's just, I feel like I can't think of a better way to end this show today than on that track. So we're going to play one more in the middle just for you all. Oh, what do you got? Madison's got one more.
Justin, I have one last question before we let you go. If you were a kitchen utensil, what would you be?
Oh, man, hold on, let me think.
No pressure.
If I were the kitchen utensil?
Any kitchen utensil.
Jeez.
Does that include?
That's the craziest question I've ever heard.
Wild card, too, motherfuckers. Wild card.
A spatula.
Oh,
I gotta
very
know,
good.
I gotta
very
know why.
Good.
I gotta know why.
It's practical.
Just because I can be used for everything. I can do everything with a spatula. If all I had was a spatula in the kitchen, I could do a lot of shit with it.
That's true.
Smack people with it.
Flip pancakes. I could probably put butter on bread with it. I could do anything.
Versatile.
Universal.
It's a versatile.
Versatile.
It's a versatile
Awesome.
tool.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
Of That was by far the most left field question. I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you right now.
I like how you say, hold on. Like,
Yeah, I know we were just in the middle of plugging you, but let's talk about kitchen
I really
utensils
need
real
to know
quick.
this.
It's crucial.
I actually wrote down that question.
I'm so proud of you right now. Oh man, TassNata, we can't be more happy to have you on the show, bro. Thank you so much. Is there anybody else that like just cause I don't know how many people are gonna hear this, but do you want to shout anybody else out right now?
Oh man, I'd shout out everybody that was on that Let's Go track because it's doing so well right now.
Just kidding.
First, the producer, the guy that made the beat, Tone Mason, is like he's legendary. He's done so much shit that people don't give him enough credit for. Even when we were shooting the video on set, guys didn't know that was Tone Mason at the video shoot.
Yeah.
And like he left, I'm like, you know who that was? And it's Tone Mason. I was like, what the fuck? Like, he produced Boom Bae for Sean Price.
Oh, nice.
Which is one of my favorite beats all time. So to have him on the track and give us that beat was like so dope.
Right.
It's a great shout out him, Tona, and Rich Kidd. So I mean, those are three of my best friends, and just do the track with them. I gotta shout those guys out all day.
Amazing, and we're definitely gonna keep an eye on everybody in that list. Just super amazing stuff. Thank God people are still keeping hip hop alive. In my opinion, you're doing great stuff, bro. Keep it up. We can't wait. Hopefully, we get to see you in Florida soon. We'll definitely keep in touch. You and I are I'm just gonna keep following you, man. Just dropping messages here and there. As soon as that tour hits, though, man, we're gonna be all over that. We can't wait to come see you. We may even try to do a live feed from a show or something. Just go nuts. We're going to try to plug you as often as possible, man.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that so much, man. Thank you for reaching out, too.
Hey, listen, it is my pleasure. Listen, folks, again, make sure you go to TassNata.com. This dude is fantastic. I'm going to let him go right now. We're going to play just another track. Justin, thank you so much, bro. We will talk to you soon.
All right, yeah. Peace.
Peace, brother. All right, folks. So that was TassNata. I'm going to play the second track right now. Let's see what I've got here. Off the album Before Morning, Mourning. This track features Rich Kidd out of Canada and Detroit's very own Danny Brown. This is TassNata with Say Goodbye.
Yeah. Nada. Look, I'm on my 2020 bullshit. Your future is my old shit. Oh shit, he ill, no shit. So sick, hit you in the nose with flows this heavy like a load of bricks, and I ain't even noticed I was going in. I'ma keep on going in, droning them, aka controlling them. The dot to Kelowna, then burning out to Pona, man. White rapper, you could call me polar bear. I ain't on my grizzly now, that was 2010. Now you don't know him, go and check your phone. Tell me what the code is, I'm focused. Toast to the past, blow kisses, blow kisses. I fucking own this like Jay's verse on Otis. It feels so good that I'm finally here. In the zone, my opponents is nothing I hear. Thought you heard me before, I'm just starting this year. And let's do with some roaches and Heineken beer. Putting flames to the lames and they little careers. Nothing changed in my brain, it's the same but it's clear. Like my lane when I'm driving insane in your mirror. Better move, better steer, woo, I'll be your airline. Sirens, all you hear is sirens. That's the sound of the violence. 5-0 in the fireman, funerals and violence. No more with the silence. Everybody wave, say goodbye to them. 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 Yeah, say goodbye to them. Say goodbye to them. Say goodbye to them. Wave, say goodbye to them.
Crazy, psycho, the range. Spitting out tracks like an oncoming train. Vocal lay down like a tower burning flames. And make gasoline from a made of coke and tank. I stone to my pilot, pressing to the wall. While listening to Wu-Tang, rubbing on his balls. Off the bars of foosball, thoughts playing foosball. And VIP sleep with shades on the fool, y'all, bitch. Bust that shit open like the land that need first. Stick my finger in it, what it smell like first. If it smell like syrup, get that work. If it smell like perch, gotta disperse. I'm a pervert wearing shirt. Tell your baby mama turn up as a younger mama. Should I hand cut me to the furnace? So say goodbye to them. Say goodbye to them. So high in the sky where you hiding them.
Sirens, all you hear is sirens. That's the sound of the violence. 5-0 in the fireman, funerals and violence. No one with the silence. Everybody wave, say goodbye to them. 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 Yeah, say goodbye to them. Wave, say goodbye to them. Say goodbye to them. Wave, say goodbye to them.
Born in the 7th year of the 80s, you know that I ate. Watch so much lesbian porn, you know that I'm straight. Crooked looks mean nothing to a nigga like me. I'll take you through my block, ain't nothing to sightsee, bitch. I don't give a fuck if your sign is a Pisces. To a Taurus, every girl is a whore. Asshole to my core. I could tell by your look you a Taurus. Never been here before. Put your face on the floor or comply with demands. I'm nice with the hands, Manny. I could drop a nigga right where he stand like panties. I only do weed and alcohol. No Xannies, no pills unless you want the zombie from Miami. Sold pounds of weed, ounces of crack. Sold oxycodone and a couple of raps. Beats too, but I don't need to boast or brag. But as a square, I got more cred than you supposed to have.
Bitch, tyrants, all you hear is tyrants. That's the sound of the violence. 5-0 in the fireman, funerals and violence. No one with a silence. Everybody wave, say goodbye to them.
Yeah, so
Damn.
good.
Damn.
That is our boy TassNata featuring Danny Brown and Rich Kidd with Say Goodbye. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, thank you so much, TassNata. We all just had a quick powwow. You were by far the nicest dude, man. If you guys haven't had a chance to go check him out, go to TassNata.com. That's TassNata.com. Dude is fantastic. He's coming up. I'm super excited about his music right now. Really good. If you go check out the website, you can definitely find links to the rest of that entire album, Before Morning. Super good stuff. Man.
Good interview, dude.
It was a great interview.
Good
I'm so
interview.
happy with it right now. Let's talk a little bit about what else is going on. Obviously, this week for the rest of us here in the States has been a little bit crazy. Things have been on high tension. Everybody's a little bit nutty right now. There's things going on. Even here in Florida, Ybor is losing its mind. People are protesting all over the place. So, that being said, we're not going to talk about that shit anymore. Whatever you decide to do with your life, we think you should probably relax and do it. And that's all we're going to say from here on out. Let's talk a little bit about something that we've been talking about since the first episode, which is Yes on 2. Again, we are super stoked to find out that
Thank goodness.
that Amendment 2 passed here in Florida, which means we now have compassionate care here in Florida. If you didn't know, it's because you haven't been paying attention yet, but we are incredibly happy here at Ghost Riot Radio. However, we feel like it's our obligation to let you know a couple of things because we found out recently that those of you here in the state who are concealed carry permit holders,
3 of us at this table.
3 of us, yes.
3 and 2 possibly as soon as possible.
Pending.
Have decided that, yeah, we are pending. I had mine in Virginia for years and then moved down here and just haven't done it. So for us, we are safe firearm owners. None of us are crazy. We're not gangbangers. We're not doing anything ridiculous. We are concerned for our own safety, and we feel like we are doing this the proper way. However, what we found out here in the States, and I think it's going to be nationally, is that anybody who holds a green card, a medical marijuana card, will no longer be able to qualify for a concealed carry permit.
So it voids it.
Yeah, it basically voids it out. So what they're saying is that you are now not mentally stable enough to have your concealed carry because of a medicine that you take. However, keep in mind that if you get prescribed Percocet or oxycodone, that doesn't affect your concealed carry at all, which is obvious bullshit. And if you don't recognize that, you're part of the problem.
You also won't be able to buy guns.
You also won't be able to purchase a firearm. It's not a good system. They're just trying every way they can to fuck you over. So keep that in mind. We just are putting that out as a little PSA to people. If you're a gun carrier, if you're somebody who feels like you are a safe gun owner, I shouldn't even say gun, firearm owner.
There you go.
Then you should be aware that if you think that you qualify and that you want to qualify for compassionate care, you have to choose between the two currently. It's a sad state of affairs, but it's currently the way things are looking. Who knows what President-elect Trump is going to do about those things. Ideally, the best thing that can happen for everybody is that we legalize it recreationally for everyone. The entire country goes that way. So there's a good portion of you, maybe 30% of you out there that probably think that that's a bad idea. And that's okay. We're going to prove you wrong. And eventually we're going to get it to where it needs to be because currently if alcohol can be legal, marijuana should be
That's
legal.
ridiculous.
It's totally ridiculous.
Alcohol kills way many people, and it's you can't even compare. Alcohol will kill you dead.
There are two drugs that actually you cannot withdraw and not face a potential for death, and those two are heroin and alcohol. I have never known anyone overdosing from marijuana, from death in general from marijuana, smoking a joint and beating their wives on marijuana.
Yeah, unless they ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, unless they ask. And then in that case, it's consenting. But that's the truth. Despite what many of you have heard, and there's a giant population of you out there that just haven't even consumed the stuff in before, because
which is your own prerogative.
And a lot of it may have to do with the hype that follows such a simple plant that has gotten such a bad rap. Reefer madness was a terrible thing. And so we here at Ghost Riot Radio are going to set out on a mission to sort of blur those lines now, and so that you can start to recognize that there are people out there who are benefiting from the plant, and B, an entire population of people who are out there just mellowing out.
Yeah.
Eating way too many Cheetos.
I would much rather be around somebody that is just high, than be around somebody that is wasted.
Can I tell you something that upsets me now is just saying that I'm high. Like, I feel like we need to come up with another word for consuming the product, because I feel like high has such a negative connotation.
Sure, absolutely.
Right? Like, if I'm high, I can be high on heroin and I can be high on cannabis, and I'm not high on cannabis. We'll have to come up with a word. We're gonna
definitely.
If you at home are watching this and you think of a better word to come up with other than high or stoned, anything that comes with like that old school negative connotation, let us know. We're going to start using it, and that will be the word that we just now plug from now on.
Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments. I think it's a great idea. So we're looking for a new word to refer to the effects that you get from consuming cannabis in whatever way you choose.
Yeah, let me refer. I would rather be around somebody that has taken in cannabis than somebody that is drunk off of their ass.
Yeah.
On whatever.
Without question.
A euphoric individual.
Right, I know, and we don't. So we got to find some way to make it cool and not sound super weird, but we'll figure it out. So we're brainstorming that word right now. We even, I think all of us have had those moments where you've been around a friend who is probably a close friend who has had a few drinks and just become the worst person on the planet. And I'm sure that at some point, I don't know, I'm kind of a sappy drunk, so I probably cried and threw up a lot. But
I just yell constantly.
Either way.
I cannot control my volume.
She gets loud.
So we are, we're just, obviously there's some hypocrisy here. We're not going to go any further into it, but just so everybody is aware, if you're a concealed carry holder, be aware that if you decide you want to get your medical card, you may have some issues between the two. Do some research. I'll do my best to post some of that stuff on the Ghost Riot Radio Facebook page. It won't be on the website yet. I'm still working on putting up a blog style something so that on the website so that you can go there and see the stuff that we talk about. But until then, go to facebook.com/Ghost Riot Radio. Check out the comments on either this feed or just the stuff that I'm posting. I'll do my best to post everything that backs this up for us. Let's go back to some funny stuff because, we are doing our best right now to keep people's spirits high. I think there are... Hi, it's a funny segue.
Yes, on two.
I almost forgot. Before I forget, if you're a Florida resident, go to docmj.com, www.docmj.com. They don't pay me to say this, but if you think that you'd rather have your green card over your concealed carry permit, or you don't have a concealed carry permit, don't carry a firearm, you just think that you want to see if you qualify for this new compassionate care, then go to docmj.com. It's a simple little survey. You answer a couple of questions. Chances are you're fairly close to qualifying. I know the old ways were a little bit different, but anyway, go do that, docmj.com. See if you qualify. Start that process for yourself. Compassionate care will hopefully be for everybody soon. See if you qualify. Get it done.
At the end of the day, your physician will be able to tell you definitely whether or not, though.
Right, and so your physician. Check with your physician as to whether or not they're currently accepting the possibility of offering cannabis as an option to you. If not, Doc MJ is the opposite solution. But because of the way the law is written, Doc MJ needs to be caring for you for 3 months prior before you can qualify. So if you were thinking about it, you better start now because it's going to take you until end of January or February to even qualify to get your card at that point. So get started now. Go get it done. Enough said. Let's move on.
Happy stuff.
Happy stuff. So, Grant and I were sitting here before the show started and just kind of...
It's pronounced Gart.
It is Gart. So, I don't know if he cares.
What have we done?
Do you care?
Nope.
No.
Of course not. That's why he's Gart.
So good. So Grant and I were sitting around watching just some stuff, and I saw something pop up on my feed that is so awesome. If you are not a Japanese animation fan, you may not know what I'm talking about. But I just
hentai.
We all just went dirty. I'm gonna go less
How can we
dirty.
not?
Coming in March, DreamWorks is releasing Ghost in the Shell as a live-action film starring Scarlett Johansson.
Oh,
I know. There's like
I know that Ty just recently posted something.
I think
about
it was
that as
Ty's
well.
feed. I think it's how we saw it.
Yes.
So Ty Swank.
Shout out to Ty.
So
Ronin Vintage.
So nice. Plug that.
Yes, Ronin
Do
Vintage.
that. Is there a website?
Yes. Well, Facebook.
Facebook.com//Ronin Vintage.
Yeah. Isn't it /
Either way.
Just slash
We'll
away.
figure
Either
it
way,
out.
we'll get you there.
It's either or.
Just Google it. Jesus Christ.
So super stoked on that. It looks fantastic, and you probably, if you don't know, you haven't seen the original, which was a cartoon, for lack of a better word. And I watched just what was in the previews, which I never do because I effing hate previews.
Trailers suck.
Trailers do suck. It's just too long. Give us like less than a minute of just like flash, 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 make it happen, done. But the trailers put in some scenes that I remember from the movie, or the original movie, which was a cartoon, and it's just visually so awesome, and the story's fantastic too. The whole thing holds up. Go check it out in March. Super stoked. I don't know why I'm just plugging things, but it just looked awesome. I was like, oh, boner worthy. I'm going to check it out.
Do we know who's attached to this besides Scarlett Johansson?
No.
Writer,
in fact,
director?
I literally,
anything
no.
like that?
And it would be interesting to check out, actually. So if you find it, definitely worth
I
doing.
will.
So, and you see how terribly I butchered her name here? Yeah, but I did it really quick just before we started this show. So I just did it so I would pronounce it properly. Does anybody else have anything they want to plug, by the way, before we go any further? You got anything that is just
Totally.
Yeah.
I always have something to plug.
I know. It's my guy.
On November 20th, that would be next Sunday. The Collective Moto Bazaar, put on by Ronin Vintage. It's hosted at Green Bench Brewing Company in St. Pete. We're giving away a 70s Suzuki two-stroke. What is that? It's a GT380. Awesome motorcycle. Ty and Ronin Vintage picked up. We fixed it up, and we're raffling it off. The raffle tickets are what, $10?
$10
a piece or something like that. You don't have to be present to win the motorcycle, and anybody can buy the raffle tickets and all that. And also,
you don't have to have your endorsement for it.
You don't have to have an endorsement. You can win this really cool motorcycle. I'm not exactly sure where the raffle money is going to, but we always try and find a cool charity to give the money to, and to also put into other charitable events that Ronin Vintage puts on. So that's November 20th. It's called the Collective Moto Bazaar. You can find it on the Ronin Vintage Facebook. We've all been posting about it as well, so look out for that. There's also pinup.
Pinup competition.
There's a pinup competition. There is
same day.
Yes.
It's all going on
same
at the same
event.
time.
We should
same
talk
event.
to them about possibly just doing the show there.
We could do the pod there. Absolutely.
We could bring all of this right there.
I
and do
will
it.
most likely be entering in the pinup competition.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yes.
She won the last one she was in.
I did.
For those of you at
I
home
crushed
who
it.
are already crushing, which was perfect word and I use it difference. You may want to show up. So Florida residents, if you're in the Tampa, Sarasota, St. Pete area, make sure you end up at Green Bench Brewery next Sunday and possibly win your ass a motorcycle and check out some very, very pretty ladies.
There's also a car show going on. There's a motorcycle show, a lot of different classes,
And
Best
it's always a good
Cafe,
time.
Rat Rod, Resto Mod, and just really cool people just pushing the scene, getting more people riding and all of that. So definitely check that out, and thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. And for those of you that don't know or haven't checked out this podcast before, 3 of the 5 of us that are sitting here right now are current riders, and the other 2 are getting ready to get started, I think, right? Yeah, we definitely are interested. So that's really awesome. Does anybody else have anything they want to plug? No. All right, moving on. So we did something a little bit different today. I am a giant YouTube fan. I watch a ton of YouTube. I'm also a podcast fan. There's this kid out there named Joe Santagato. And if you don't know Joe, you haven't been watching the internet at all for a very long time. Joe is hilarious. He and his family are in New York or New Jersey, one of the two, and they're hilarious. And Joe has been putting out YouTube videos as well as running a podcast called The Basement Yard. I think I got that right. The Basement Yard, which is very sports related. But if you watch YouTube and search Joe Santagato, you will find he and his family are doing all kinds of hilarious videos together. And some of my favorites are when he and his brother sit down and do MadLibs together. But they take a regular MadLib and just add the dirtiest stuff to it. And it's hilarious. I seriously am near peeing my pants every time I watch it. So go check him out. Follow him on YouTube. Listen to his podcast. He's a hilarious guy. He and his friends are very funny. But we are going to do something very Joe Santagato right now. Before the show, we got together. These guys are passing notes in class. It's very distracting. Hilarious, though.
She said my butt is hot and juicy.
See, I think we should share those things. I feel like that should just be, you should be like, Nick, I'm sorry, can I interject? And I'll go, yes. And then you go, my butt is hot and juicy. And you go, holy shit, that's amazing.
That's married life.
Yeah, if you don't know,
Thank
these
you.
guys got married a whole week ago. So
We
now
have
they're
made
even,
it officially
Hey,
8 days.
everybody, big round of applause.
Yeah.
Big round of applause. We're super proud of you.
Thank you.
We still love each other.
They're possibly more in love now than they were before, which is disgusting.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just
I throw up every
disgusting. Oh, it's so gross. No, we love them dearly, and we're so proud of them. Super awesome. Anyway, enough of that bullshit.
Go to the shit.
Yeah, let's go back to dirty shit. So we thought in the best way we could possibly do, we were going to do something that was just light and happy and goofy and a little bit dirty. So grandma, if you're out there, don't listen to this part at all. We went ahead and found online a website that instead of the quote-unquote MadLib, they do what's called a word blank. So if you go to wordblanks, plural.com, they will give you the opportunity to do adult-style MadLibs, which are basically word blanks. They tell a story, but you fill in all the words ahead of time, and of course, we had TassNata with us when we first got started, so he helped us put some of these words in, so big up to you, brother. We're going to now read a story that we all put together on our MadLibs called The Sweet Sexual Victory. And it goes a little something like this.
Oh, God.
Lewis had always been in love with Amy. He finally got her to come over to his shitty house. Amy was very sticky to be there. Lewis told her not to worry, and she felt a little better. Lewis asked her to come upstairs to his room, and she happily accepted. She sat on his pink bed and looked at him friendly. Lewis said, "I've been waiting for this time. I'm in love with you. I love your slippery hair and moist eyes. I want to rip off your crunchy Speedo and just make love to you." Amy backed away a little. Lewis said sadly, "What's wrong? Don't you want this too?" Amy sighed. "Yes, I do. I never did it before." Lewis laughed. "It's okay. I'll guide you through it." He slowly unbuttoned her raincoat. She was beginning to get aroused. Lewis stood up while taking her shirt off. He kissed her balls. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. He kissed her balls and bit her taint. He whispered, "I love you, baby," and threw his hairy fishnets on the floor. He sat down and Amy forcefully made her way onto his twat. Yeah. Whoa, it's getting weird. And grabbed his big toe and started kissing it passionately. At this point, Lewis was becoming aroused. She took off her dirty lace bra and unzipped her squishy skirt.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She has a hell of an attire today.
Amy yanked off his belt and he moaned. I think that's written weird. He threw her on the bed and they were both completely naked. No more raincoat.
Or crunchy Speedos.
He sucked his slimy condoms and hastily put one on. Oh my God. Amy moaned when his nipple went in. After about 13 minutes, they were done, which is normal. She fucked, and I want more gross sex. And they began to do some more. Another 42 minutes passed, and Amy stopped. They looked into each other's butthole with pleasure. Lewis was disgusting. The deed was finally done. And that's the end of our MadLib. Enjoy.
Wow.
Oh my God, that was a journey.
You all are a bunch of heathens.
That was a journey.
It was a journey. These are hilarious. So again, that's wordblanks.com. If you want to fill in your own and read them to your own retarded friends, feel free. And I have nothing against retards. I feel like I say that a lot lately, and I probably shouldn't. But who knows?
Mentally
I
able.
can't be fucking PC all the time, people. It's getting scary in this planet.
Fuck. Mentally retarded.
Not my president.
Oh my God. So good. So let's see. I don't think that I have anything else I need to add today. I think we had a great show. Does anybody have anything else?
I think
they
it's
feel
been
like
awesome.
It has been awesome.
Thank you for voting yes on 2.
Hey, all you people out there, the 46% of you that didn't vote in this last election, go fuck yourself.
Oh, or what about the 15,000 of you that fucking voted for Harambe, you douchebags?
It is all your fucking fault.
I blame Justin.
Do not do not complain about what's happening. 46 some odd % of you did not fucking vote, and that's the last of any politics that I would like to talk about. I'm sorry, I had to say it.
No, that's fine. And I think that if you're at least going to vote for an ape, vote for an alive ape, not a dead ape. Right? Find one alive in your local zoo or one that has been named.
Donald
in the
Trump
wild.
looks like an orangutan.
That's very true.
He's an orange. Never mind. I was trying to make an orange joke. Never mind. It's too
Yeah,
late.
I like what Carlin said about not voting.
Which was?
That they actually are the ones that have to complain about because they didn't actually vote for anything. So the decisions of everybody else was what drove the country.
So you're saying, he said that the people who didn't vote have the right to complain?
Yeah, and the way that
I love George
if you look up George Carlin, he says it much more eloquently than I just did. But it is hilarious, and it actually makes sense when he says it.
Right. So, yeah, and if you aren't a fan or don't know of George Carlin's work, please get on the YouTube because there's a plethora of footage of George Carlin spitting his knowledge, which is abundant to the world. And if you don't take it at least a little bit, obviously he's a comedian.
Start with the 7 dirty words.
Yeah,
just
Start
right there.
cocksucker motherfucker tits.
Yeah.
Start there and go down the rabbit hole because you will be so happy you did.
Does anybody else find it funny that some of what seems to be some of the people with the best views on the way things are going for us, whether it's politically or just in life in general, tend to be comedians?
Dead air.
Listen.
Sorry, I was thinking about it.
So Jon Stewart, I think if Jon Stewart ran for president, he would get a retarded number of votes.
Well, I know that Stephen Colbert was supposed to run.
Stephen Colbert is another one.
He did run.
They're satirists, and
Yes.
speaking on Jon Stewart and Colbert and all those people, they're learned people, and they are good because they study not only their craft, but you have to be educated to be that witty and smart like that. So
I totally agree, and it just leads me to believe that some of those people tend to be more qualified because they are studying constantly, not just what they learn in school and then go about your business, but consistently studying the world around them in order to continue just to be funny. Could you imagine having an awesome comedian as our president?
Don't we?
No.
Oh my
we
God.
have
The way he looks does not
we have a flunky from Showtime at the Apollo right now. He got the cane.
Well,
And
he is the president-elect.
it's happening. Whether we listen, call it what you will. All right, we're getting crazy already.
No,
so,
let's not do it.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole.
Pry me out of it.
All right, so
My
let's
fault.
go ahead. No, it's all right. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Folks, thank you so much for watching Ghost Riot Radio or checking us out on the podcast. Oh, God, I don't know how I forgot this. So we fucked up a little bit. iTunes kicked us off.
Oh, yeah.
we are foul-mouthed, shitty little assholes.
We're fucking cunts.
But we didn't. I kind of forgot while I was posting things on SoundCloud to hit the explicit button, and they just kicked us the fuck off of iTunes. So currently you can only check us out on SoundCloud, but I'm fixing all of that right now. I promise. I am in the process of getting them to re-accept us on iTunes. So if you don't find us on iTunes, don't be surprised. Hopefully it's going to take another day, a day or two, and that'll be it. But I'm doing my best to get us back on there as fast as possible. In the meantime, go to SoundCloud.com and search Ghost Riot Radio. You will find us. You can follow, subscribe, or whatever it is you do on SoundCloud there in order to hear this podcast. Again, you can also go to YouTube.com/Ghost Riot Radio and subscribe to our channel where we are just doing the same feed right here. I try to do a couple of different camera angles. And of course, if we have a special guest on Skype, you'll get to see their faces too and their reactions to some of the questions, like what is your favorite kitchen utensil? And that's pretty fun too. So go check us out. Follow us on YouTube. Hit subscribe. Add comments. Hit like on the videos. There's a lot of shit that happens on YouTube. So make sure that you do all those things. Subscribe, then like the video, and then add comments. All of those things are huge benefit to us. So we'd love to see you there. What else can you do? You can go to Facebook. If you're not following us on Facebook right now, go to facebook.com/Ghost Riot Radio. You can also go to Ghost Riot Media, which is the umbrella for this entire awesomeness, and like them both. Follow us both. But of course, if you want to be a part of the conversation on Facebook, go to Ghost Riot Radio, follow, and then check us out every Sunday, sometime around the afternoon. 2 o'clock
Usually
tends
around
to be
2.
2 o'clock tends to be okay, but who knows? We may have some shit that pushes us back. And if we can end up traveling a little bit and we take this show to, say, St. Pete next weekend, which would be cool, it might be a little bit of a different time. We'll figure it out then. Whoo! So if you're
Awesome.
not too bad. If you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can follow me at Ghost Riot Media. I didn't change it to radio or create a separate account because I don't have time for that shit. So just go to Ghost Riot Media. On Twitter and Instagram, you can follow us there as well. Again, we talked about SoundCloud and iTunes. And of course, don't forget to go to either ghostriot.com or ghostriotradio.com. That's my website. It takes you both web addresses take you to the same place. So just go to either one. Let me know what you think. If you think I need to change any of that web stuff right now, let me know. I'm going to start putting in the YouTube feed as we update it. So hopefully that will be a little bit more up to date shortly. Guys,
One more plug.
do it.
Okay, cool. Whatever is happening with, what has happened with the election and everything and the uncertainty of what is going on in the United States, a really, really awesome record company called Run for Cover Records is giving away their entire library of every band that they have signed and released, and they're donating any money from their Bandcamp to go directly to Planned Parenthood. They were going to donate $5,000 in the last 3 days. The total so far that is going to Planned Parenthood is $14,000.
That is
amazing. And that is going through. I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure how long it's going to continue for, but if you go to runforcoverrecords.bandcamp.com, there's a bunch of different really cool music, some indie, punk, folk, whatever. Nice. But you pay what you want. You donate what you want. It could be a penny, it could be $5, whatever. But just check it out. Go do it. Listen to some cool music. Buy some cool music, and donate to a really, really worthy cause, because Planned Parenthood does some amazing things for our country. So,
Absolutely.
and that's all I wanted to plug. Thank you.
That's a perfect plug. I think that's fantastic and a great way to end the show, folks. As always, I do 3 tracks by every musical guest that I have on the show. Big, huge, giant, enormous thanks to TassNata for being on the show today. Bro, we are so stoked on what you're doing right now. We are super happy that we got you on the show. We can't wait to see more of you, and hopefully you show up here in the States and we get to see you in Florida before too long. This final track is the one that was blowing me up for so long, and I got all these guys into. It's my new favorite hype song of 2016. It's the track that made me track down TassNata in the first place. Featuring Rich Kidd and Tona. This track is called Let's Go. As always, I'm Nick Noble, thanking you for joining us on episode 4 of Ghost Riot Radio. We'll see you next Sunday for another episode. I almost lost the track. Here we go. Make your presence known, everybody. We'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Bye. Baba Booey.
Put your hands up high if you smoke good Joe. From the coast of BC to the T.O. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Stunting hard in the club with my new retros. Guaranteed I'm gonna leave with a new sex pro. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. It's alright, I raise a bar high. I got the hard eyes. Emoji for Joey. I might be Rastafari, just like Kendrick Lamar eyes. Probably will be alright. I party all night, find my way home with the starlight. Naked bitch with African dick, she grabbing grip. Yo, my man's got some cabbage to flip, imagine the pip. Pump the magic dragon back on this shit, back in the fifth. Gladys Knight, Pippi Longstocking, water shack with a bit. Okay, some F flow, retro, fuck with it from the get-go. Snaps on the petrol, smash through the metro with the best on. Driving while I'm arriving in the next show. If I crash and survive, I'm on the line with the gecko. Or Geico, I might hit West like I'm Bible. Chop this 5-0, got the white like Michael. I don't have time to fight with my rival. I'm fucking a bitch, you screaming holy like a Bible. We don't see you anywhere, where do you rep, bro? Them niggas tricking on the bitches, we don't do that though. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Stun hard on your bitch with my new retros. Guaranteed I'm gonna leave with a new sex, bro. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I'ma be the shit this winter, put the whip on spinning, see me slipping through a blizzard like whoa. Y'all already know, got many women gripping on my North Pole. Now they're swimming with the polar bears, I told you that I'm cold. Bird, no Gucci, no ice cream cone. I'm at the studio and I ain't making no ringtones. Check it, I'm off the top like a shower cat. Believe I give them something deeper than a power nap. Your whole team looks sweeter than a sour patch. I took a flight and now I'm trying to get my hours back. I got a bottle in the bag, that's my power pack. Just took a double shot, guess who got their power back? I'm blacked out, I can't count how many towns I smashed. I'm in Toronto and tomorrow there's a plane to catch. So play this shit at a party, let it break your neck. Or play this shit for a bitch and try to break your bed.
We don't see you anywhere, where do you rep, bro? Them niggas tricking on the bitches, we don't do that though. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Stun hard on your bitch with my new retros. Guaranteed I'm gonna leave with a new sex, bro. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on.
Peace to everybody that doubted me, 'cause now I'm on the road just doing this undoubtedly. Nothing but successful people I got surrounding me, so shut the fuck up, you ain't even smoking as loud as me. All these irrelevant bitches want my attention. I mentioned on Twitter, your bitch ass too pretentious. I'm a motherfucking legend, a motherfucking legend. Now referred to as a 6 when I'm bagging quarter to 7s. Couple perks, I got them tweaking off the Tylenol. On to the next one, she ain't really got no ass at all. Poking through the glass and all, probably going to smash them all. Jack, how my buddy got him tearing through the fucking walls. I'm in the places where you just don't go. You need a grand system when you always frontin' the dope. Hit the boardwalk, that park place, nobody's stopping me. I'm just playing that real life game of fucking Monopoly. You giving head, do it sloppily. Ain't no point in trying knocking me.
We don't see you anywhere, where do you rep, bro? Them niggas tricking on the bitches, we don't do that though. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Stun hard on your bitch with my new retros. Guaranteed I'm gonna leave with a